hang on. Okay, just continuing from the first video, here's part two. I want to go through my response. Now, just let me say, from my perspective, what essentially she's said to me is, look, you have to show up as something less than a man. You have to show up and agree that not only will you not make any sexual moves on me, I don't even want you having sexual feelings or sexual thoughts around me. Essentially, she's saying, I want you to show up neutered. I want you to show up gender neutral. I want you to be my girlfriend with a penis. That's all I'm comfortable with. That's the surface level of her consciousness. On the surface level, I believe that's what she's holding to be true. But I also know if she didn't have strong sexual feelings for me, first of all, I wouldn't have felt her body melting into me. I wouldn't have smelled her vaginal secretions. You understand? So she would have just ignored me. So let me show you my response. I sensed you were guarded 5 minutes into talking with you. That actually is true. Pretty carefully early on, I could feel that. Now I kind of set something up. Look at this language. Please understand what I'm about to say. It would sound impossible with anyone else saying it. I realize that. Now, what am I doing here? I'm setting her up to go. It's just like when a woman say, listen, we need to talk. What does that do when you hear a woman, or before you became a speed seducer, when you heard a woman say, we've got to talk? Didn't that go, uh-oh, uh-oh? It sets up a state of, you know? So please understand what I'm about to say, and then I'm pacing. I'm saying it would sound impossible with anyone else saying it. I realize that. Now look what I say. But I can see into your mind. Oh, I can see into your mind. Really? In what way can I see into her mind? Wow, this is a guy with mysterious powers. He understands me. She had said that to me too when we first met. She said, you know, I feel like you've known me forever. I feel we really connected. I can feel your walls. Does that mean I can feel her emotional walls, or I can feel the walls of her vagina? Well, it's vague, so it means both. I have been here before with people. What is that saying? First of all, it's saying nothing you throw at me as a woman is going to surprise me. I know how to handle it. Number two, nothing you've actually said to me today actually makes any difference to me. It's no big deal. It's routine. I know you think it's a big deal, but to me it's not. Come on, Taz. Come on up, baby. Come on up, Pooper. Come up. Here's Tazleberry. Tazleberry, what do you think about all this? Daddy, I think you should just forget all these girls and just love Taz. All right. Now watch this. My honest answer is, watch this reframe. If you want to build walls to keep experiences and people out, that will work. If you want to build walls to keep experiences and people out, that will work. What am I doing here? I'm using the metaphor of walls, but I'm also speaking of truism. She's got a wall up, and it's true. It does work. If you want to build and hold walls, you will keep people out. So I'm saying, yes, I agree. What you're doing will serve a purpose. 100%. Now look at this reframe. But you also let the experiences and people who hurt you become the architects of your life, because they are the ones who helped build them. Look at that. Let me see if I can play with the font here. Blah, 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 formatting palette. Look at that. I'm going to emphasize this for you guys. They are the ones who helped build them. Essentially, I'm saying, okay, you want to build walls? Sure, you can do that. But you're only letting the very experiences and people hurt you become the controllers of your life. You see, essentially, her email to me was about her need to assert control. She wanted to feel in control of the situation and her feelings. So I'm saying, hey, you're not actually the one who's in control. When you wall me out, that's only proof that someone else is controlling you. So I take her high value, the thing that she's valuing at the moment, her criteria, which is to be in control of the situation. And in fact, I'm saying your behavior of freezing me out is removing control from you, because that behavior of freezing me out is not about me. You said I was wonderful. It's coming from the bad experiences you had with this other guy, and you're letting him continue to control your life. Now watch this. Watch this. I am about to dramatically reject this friendship thing by framing it what it is. Watch this. But personally, I can't and won't promise to freeze out my heart and numb my cock, because it is what another believes they need. Can't and won't do it. Let's get that formatting palette back up there. Look at this, guys. Personally, I can't and won't promise to freeze out my heart and numb my cock. Look at that. Because essentially, that's what she's asking me to do, right? If she's saying, if you're going to show up, understand it's never going beyond friendship. Essentially, she says, show up without your cock working and shut your heart down. She didn't put it in those terms. I'm just taking her vague term, friends, and I'm bringing it down to the ground with dramatic and powerful language, saying, so essentially what you're saying, Debbie, or M, you want me to freeze out my heart and numb my cock. Watch this, because it is what another believes they need. Okay, let me underline the word believe. You understand? Right then and there, I'm beginning to cast some doubt. I'm not saying because it's what's true for another person. I'm saying it's what another believes they need. Can't and won't do it. Now, right there, I just want to say I am setting myself apart. Right here, I am setting myself apart because the vast majority of men, and believe me, she's been around the block, she's in her early 30s. I'm sure she's told this to men before, and what have they done? They've said, oh, of course, I understand. Absolutely. And then they violated that. Or they've gotten vulgar and told her to fuck off. I'm not doing either one. Now watch the next bit. Watch this. This is beautiful. I can only agree to do what feels right for us in the moment. She was vague with me. Did you see how vague she was with me? Remember? Now I'm being vague with her. Look at this. Just up comes the formatting palette again. I can only do what feels right for us in the moment. Now, since she's saying it's all about feeling, I'm bringing it back to her and saying, yes, let's keep it all about feeling. And I'm only going to do what feels right for us in the moment. Well, what does that mean? I'm not making any promise at all, am I? I'm not saying I'm going to agree not to suck your titties. I'm not saying I'm going to agree to not let you suck my cock. I'm being totally vague, just like she was vague with me. You see? I can only agree to do what feels right for us in the moment. Also notice us. Us implies that there is a relationship. Us implies that there is a connection. I didn't say I can only agree to do what feels right for me in the moment. That would be selfish. I didn't say I can only agree to do what feels right for you in the moment. That would be weak. But instead, I make it vague and powerful at the same time and imply a relationship. What feels right for us both? Which means, hey, I'm an adult. I show up ready for what feels right in the moment. In effect, this is challenging her. It's saying, stop bullshitting yourself. Don't expect me to go along with your bullshit. I'm not going to agree to some set rule when in the moment our feelings may break all those rules. Do you see what I'm doing here? I'm challenging her. I'm doing many things at the same time. And look at this next phrase, and no one ever knows what that will be. That is a truism. I'm essentially saying, who knows how we'll feel tomorrow or the next day? Who knows, and how you'll feel tomorrow and the next day? Essentially, this is not only a truism, no one ever knows what that would be, but it's also a permission. It's giving her permission to change her mind. If suddenly she decides, God, I want to fuck him, now she's got this thing she told me where she doesn't want to, it's going to feel incongruent. Now I'm essentially saying, M, you have permission to change your mind and want to fuck me. Now watch this. Now I'm going to be the one setting the conditions. She set the condition saying it's only going to be friendship. Now watch this. So if you can be okay with hanging out without promises or pressures, look at that. Without promises or pressures. Without promises or pressures. What does that mean? Without promises by whom? Without me making a promise? Without her making a promise? It's vague, you see? Or pressures. Pressures to do what? Pressures from her on me to not be a man. Pressures on her from me to suck my cock. Pressures from her on me to have sex when I'm not ready. It's incredibly vague and opens up a whole field of possibilities. And now watch this. To see what organically might arise that we both feel good about. Organically might arise that this is beautiful. I have to say it myself, it's genius. Organically might arise that we both feel good about. What does that mean, organically? Well, I'm not saying orgasmic, but organically implies it's without preset conditions. It's without bogus preconditioning. It arises from who we truly are as people. Might arise, I'm not saying it will, it's permissive, not commanding. Might arise that we both feel good about. Both feel good about. So what am I doing here? I'm showing respect for her and also asserting myself at the same time. I didn't say it might arise that you feel good about or might arise that I feel good about. So I'm showing respect and strength. And again, if it's we both is an implied relationship phrase. It implies a relationship that's actually not there. Then that's fine. Now watch this. I will never agree to be less than a man with anyone, male or female. Look how strong that is. Look how strong that is. How many men in her life have dared to say that to her? I will never agree to be less than a man with anyone, male or female. There's also an implication there. I'm saying that she should never agree to be less than a woman. By her saying, I'm cutting myself off from sex and love, essentially she's saying, I'm going to be less than a woman, at least for the time being. It's an implied challenge to her. Can she stand up and agree with herself, at least, that she's never going to be less than a male or female? And I say, that's a lie that harms me and everyone concerned. Here, I'm positioning it as being concerned for myself, but also concerned for her. It would be a lie for me to show up that way, and that would hurt her. And men, quote, honest men, don't make those kind of promises. Wow. Wow. Men, honest men, don't make those kind of promises. Look at that. What is that saying? It's saying, I'm a man. I'm not going to be your girlfriend with a penis. Not only am I a man, I'm an honest man. Can you step up and be an honest woman? You say you value honesty. Can you be honest enough with yourself to see that your first response to me was not adequate? Can you be honest enough with yourself to admit, yeah, your body does respond to me? And don't make those kind of promises, PR. So I'd be curious to hear your comments. Let's get a thread going on this. And thanks.